Today's Power Hour session, I just wanted to have a roundtable discussion and come up with a top 10, more or less, top 10 lead generation activities or tactics for generating leads for your business, because everybody needs to continue to try to generate new leads for their business. So just want to start sharing ideas, and we'll write them down, and if we get more than 10, we'll try to pick the top 10, and we'll delete a few, add a few to the bottom. So who's got an idea? What's working for any of you guys right now?
I have at least 20 years experience. That's a great lead. That's a great thing, but it takes a long time to get there.
Right?
Because I'm not going after any business right now, and I am so freaking swamped.
Where does your business come from?
Clients, referrals.
So for a newbie who may not have the experience or the number of people that they know, what would you suggest?
The biggest thing is to be visible every way you possibly can be. Be at a coffee shop, at go to everything. Be out in the world with your apparel line. Be at the grocery store, coffee shop, lunch place. I don't want to say bar room, but restaurants is a good idea.
Paul was here last night and said he left his cards on the table at a restaurant he went to, and like 2 days later he got a call from the guy who buy a house. That's awesome. So, Paul Mullen.
Oh, really?
I never expected to get a call from him. But he's like, what's the cost of a few business cards? 2 cents. You know? You can get, what, 1,000 business cards for $50. Yeah.
This is what get. The last class we had was to get involved.
It's all being visible.
Yeah. I mean, you could spend money sponsoring stuff, but more important than spending the money to have your name out there is attend those events. Mm-hmm. Go to some of the games. Go to the, sponsor the wrap-up celebration at Opportunity. Finish there. Soccer, baseball, whatever.
You know, if you're walking around, also make sure people think that you're a real estate agent. That's tag on. It's not a tag, it's a logo. It doesn't mean it's do 24/7. You want to go to 24/7, but if you're going out, do something. You're going out to a clean place. Going out, figure so that people, if they're thinking real estate, a real estate agent, yeah, I'm a real estate agent. Or agents in Westford. First week you got his license last year, he went to Kimball's and was talking to a guy in line. And said, what do you do real estate? They talking to guys like, yeah, I just moved here. Probably not ready to buy yet, but let me keep your name and number. Just a month, not even a month ago, we called ready to buy an $800,000 house. Right. You know what I mean? So that was the way that came in the first week of him doing real estate. So definitely be visible, carry your name tag, be ready to chat with people. Even if it's not about real estate, just chatting in general with strangers. And I've always heard be present when you're present, and be present when you're not present. Present when you're not present means, are you leaving business cards? Are you sponsoring something where your name is going to sit? That way, if you're not even present somewhere, you might have a presence. Mm-hmm. So. All right, that's a good one. What else?
I think Facebook is another one of those visible things, but I don't know if it ties together with that.
Definitely, I think it ties.
So it's still networking, but yeah. Yeah.
Another thing I know probably works for you, Matthew, is you know a lot of people and they know they trust you. How do you gain that?
Walk the walk, talk the talk. Whatever you say you're going to do, make sure you do that. That goes a long way. Like, I'm having a fight with a broker from Revere right now. They don't know. They're a non-realtor office. I almost don't even want to talk to them. I just think their issue means anything. But if it was anybody local, they would know not to even question it because I've been around all the companies. volunteer for too much stuff. Chamber of Commerce, Rotary, Relay for Life, Board of Realtors. Don't do that too much. Do it, but don't overexert yourself. Doing one cause.
Around the lines of knowing people, and I don't know how what you do with it, probably at this point, you know, positive, but staying in touch with everybody who knows of you. Well, primarily through a database, right? I mean, I'd recommend it through a database. You probably do it a lot in person or
Be a person or on the phone. If it's slow and I'm like, okay, I got nothing going on, I got no pendings, I pick up my phone. I have hundreds of names in here, and I just start calling. Ask, hey,
looking for
Kim,
business.
how you doing? You got to ask how they are first.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a long time. It's been 2 years since my last confession. I mean, since my last phone call. So you basically, you start the call out, just checking in. How you doing? What's happening? Changes with your life. So calling, and then you say, oh, by the way, I just want to let you know that I'm still, because people think we get in and out of the business all the time. They believe, I got a text message the other day, hey, you still doing real estate? But
Or you're not sending mailers out regularly and stuff like that. They kind of wonder.
they forget. People, NAR did a study, and 9 out of 10 people would use the same agent again, some number like that. However, only like 3% do. Really. The reason is we suck at reminding them we're still in the business. So staying in touch, phone, email, mail, whatever it is, develop a system that keeps you on track. And that's what the FEME class is all about. Building relationships and staying in touch with people. Driving by, doing a pop by. Hey, that's happened to be in the hood. I got nothing for you. No, normally they tell you to bring a small gift.
Mm-hmm. So the nice part about those first two is they're free.
Mm-hmm.
Time and energy, but out there being present, getting in touch. But they're free.
When you're brand new, how much money would you have normally?
None.
No, very little.
Mm-hmm.
So do a lot of this.
Yeah.
You can mix up what you do. You can do door knocking. You can do just go to different events and just be present and just go to talk to people. Or you can spend a lot of money generating leads. But tourism.
I mean, I'll look at it like this. You close, let's say, 25 deals a year. That's your goal. 25 deals a year. Go and get to the point where you're doing like Matteo, Mark, or Mike, or most of the agents get all their business from referrals. That's all free for the most part. Or to buy 25 leads is going to cost you probably minimum $500 per deal. So that's 25 times 500. What, 20,000? 5 times 500?
1,200.
$12,500.
12,000.
Who would rather have $12,500 in their pocket versus spending it on marketing?
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. You shouldn't do marketing to drive some business to you because the peaks and valleys of referral business can be kind of annoying. A bunch of friends and family and people that are in your sphere all of a sudden buying and selling, and then they all fall over, and then you're like, now what do I do? So I think advertising is virtual. Growing your business if you don't have that biggest sphere in the beginning, but it's also good for knowing those valleys. But frequent, referral business is the best business you're ever going to get. It's usually people you want to work with. The unfortunate thing about buying business through like Career.com or anything like that, if you get a good lead and they want to buy a house, you want a return on the expenditure, so you'll oftentimes sacrifice working with people that you wouldn't normally desire to work with because you feel like you have to get a return on that money. So you sometimes end up working with people that drive you nuts. Getting referrals from good clients are probably going to be good people. Birds of a feather flock together. So somebody that's really asked to work with, probably the friends are going to be asked to work with too. So, so just keep that in mind. All right, what else? What else is working for people for generation?
Be a teacher. Teach your clients how, because the average consumer, person who buys a home, they don't know how to refer. So teach them how. Ask, and give them some words. So, hey, when you're at work, sitting and you hear somebody talking about real estate, would you mind dropping my name? Oh, yeah, of course. They're going to say yes, period. Say, take it one step further. Could you get their name and number and find out a little bit about what they're trying to do and call me? That'll, if they're sitting down and get somebody met, so you have a real estate agent you don't like and trust? No. Listen, I got a guy who's been around doing it for 2 3 months. Lots of energy, give you 100% attention. Would you mind if I have him give you a call? Number, email. So ask, educate them on how that helped you get more business for yourself.
That just happened with Mark. Mark's got a condo that's coming on, and he has a guy that goes around and does all the landscaping. And that landscape ended up getting other condo places. Passed along Mark's card the other day, and the woman called him up last night that she wants a specific unit in Pine Ledge. And even you don't know who's going to actually be able to get a lead for you.
Well, and another thing that just happened to me, we closed on a house in Worcester, and of course, nice big house, and moving from a small apartment, they're shopping for furniture, right? They went to the furniture store, and the sales guy, he actually started talking to them, so they said they bought a new house, this and that, and he just told them what a bad experience they had when coming to purchasing your house, not being able to get pre-approved, this and that. So they actually did pass along my information, just give them a card. They called the card from them. They give him the card. He called me 2 weeks later. We already had our house under agreement. And literally, it was a guy with his mother purchasing a house. The kid was 22, working part-time job, making over $35,000 a year for the past 3 years or so, and it was just like that, just by buying the furniture. So that's another thing, if they have a good experience, of course they're gonna, send you over to someone.
All right, just throw a couple ideas down from that. Giving referrals to get referrals. Well, the more referrals you give, whether it's a landscaper, a plumber, somebody, the more you're going to get. Right? So building your network and treating your network like they're important, and that you should get business back. If you don't, then they're not the right referral.
And if somebody does give you a referral, reward them for the referral.
Right.
I mean, not the result,
Right.
Whether it turned into anything or not, just.
Right.
Yep.
Treating clients like gold. When you do, really, you will get referrals. If you don't get referrals from a client, then you probably didn't take it far enough to treat them like gold. There's agents that, their clients are so ecstatic with them that literally they're just waiting and wanting to tell people how good an experience they had with their real estate agent. So
The guy that I'm working with right now, he had rented the house out, and now he's selling the house. So he's not around. He lives in Maine, and he comes through town every once in a while. But anyway, so the water main in the house needs to be fixed. I took care of all. He's paying for it all, but I got to take care of it in less than 2 days. And then the other person, the other agent, wanted a permit for the work that had been done in the basement. So went to the town hall, got a $75 renovation permit, and all it needed was a railing going down to split. So it needed a railing, so I had that installed yesterday, for a couple $100.
Yep.
So the guy's just like, he can't say thank you enough for taking care of all this crap. Well, he's nowhere near around. So
we're supposed to make our clients' lives less stressful.
Right.
That's our job. Our job shouldn't end at the closing date. It should do the house smoothly, help with anything, we need referrals, landscapers, electricians, plumbers, you let me know, and you should start talking to them. Listen, for at least a month after they close, and then every 6 months, hey, happy purchase anniversary, just want to call and say hi, see how the house is going. That's the kind of stuff you need to do. All right. What else? What's working for you, the girls?
Well, a lot of my customers know and ask me about like flips on the renovations that I've done. So back a couple of years, we had a bunch of people take 203K renovation loans and buy a foreclosure. And they're so eager to get it done and have me back over and like look at what the finished product is. They invite me over. Check it out. Bring a little. This year, we spend a little bit more money on just like Popeye stuff, like pizza cutters, seed packets, measuring tapes, stuff to just hand out at all times. Pens, calendars,
Right.
whatever. Just one thing for every month. So I always have them in the truck. So you're usually passing through. Like you've got your normal group of deals going on. I'm going to go meet the fire department over here. Smoke's ready to go meet the attorney, drop this off. Usually going by half sales, or even Gizmos for that matter. Just drop something off. That's been working for us. In regards to like lead generation, when you're new, which is what we're going to talk about a little bit today, is you just have to just suck it up and get on the phone and knock doors. Like you have to go do volume to outweigh your experience. So if you're just getting into it, you really got to kind of grind. And it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. Yeah, Tony, you've done phenomenal at it, and Dan and I had a great conversation. Dan came to the panels last week, and we had a good chat. Really proud of Dan specifically because it's fought through it, and he's hitting a great stride. Right?
Yeah, sometimes you do. Definitely early on, you have to fight through it.
Yeah.
Trying to get a bunch of activity into. Yeah, I like it. Like when you're a new agent, if you went full time, day one, you're going to do the real estate career. 80% of your first 6 months, every day, 80% of the effort, generation, 20% is working on. And at some point, that starts to shift. I don't. I still think 30% of the time will always be generation. But then it's 70% working deal, 30% is generation. So. It hurts, it's painful, it's hard.
Yeah.
A ton of no's. Yeah. And it's not comfortable. But it's a pain to get there. So I definitely door knocking, phone time, It's
Another thing I wanna say. So that was like first when I started, and actually that was after one of the classes over here. So that's quite a bit of a good story. So yeah, so we were having a good time at my house. We ran out of the booze and cigarettes. So the liquor store wasn't selling both of them, so we got the booze. I went to get the cigarettes, and there's a guy standing there, and I was just like, "Hey, are you the owner? I'm a little tipsy, this and that." And he's like, "Yeah, and I asked him about the business, how's the business, and actually he said he wants to buy a house. Okay, took me a year. This winter we actually did the one in West Boston for what was it, 479,000, something like that. Right now we are looking for another business up to $1 million.
So it took them a year to buy, but yeah, unfortunately, and that's the hard part about being an agent. You can't really control when they're going to buy or sell. Just like I was on the Realtor.com webinar yesterday, and we said for over 90% of every lead that registers on any website, comes to an open house, is not working with an agent yet, they're going to buy within 18 months. Just a question of the who and when. Their point was, do a ton of touches. If they tell you no, then pick the no. But they recommend on any lead you get from Realtor.com or any lead or open house or anything, 3 calls the first week, 3 calls the second week, text the first week, 2 texts the second week, and like, it's like 20 touches over the course of a month. And, you know, most of the time you're not going to get a restraining order. You're just going to say, "No, I'm not ready now." But their point was, first, give yourself the best chance of being that agent that they end up buying with when they do decide to buy. And you can't control it as a new agent. You just stick them in a pipeline and figure out a follow plan that's going to hopefully get you the business. And then if it's 3 months from now, or 6 or 9 or 12 or 15 or 18, or maybe it's 3 years from now, that once they do decide to buy, they're going to be your client. Now, some of the as a look at it, like some of the pipeline you're building now is for 2018. Might even be for 2019. But just keep picking them in the pipeline and keep following up with them, and make sure you have reminders. Keep calling them, keep emailing, keep following up with them, and then eventually they're going to do something. Hopefully it's with you. So
I was getting rid of Mark's old files, 7 years, and what I did is I go and I hit up everyone that we're going to get rid of to see if we've got updated, see if they're still living in the same house, see if they're, you know, same phone numbers, same email address, and then I just update it, and then I send them a small email telling them, you know, it's near your anniversary of when you actually bought your house 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And we actually get calls back from those.
Yeah.
Now, we haven't bothered them for many, many years,
right?
But they do remember you.
All right, what else? What else is working? Like doingriver.com, it is a source of leads.
I do.
You know, whether it's River.com, Zillow, or even Facebook advertising, it's pay-to-play advertising, and it does work if you work it. Again, it's not. You have to understand what you're working with.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop mine though and take the resources of $250 a month and do something better with it though.
Like what?
You know, well, for one, you know, like it's almost time. I know it goes by so fast, but it's almost time to mail out the Patriot calendars.
Right.
You know, so I've already ordered 2,000 of those, and but I just do the bulk mailing at you know, for Dudley. So I just think I'm going to do more of that type of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I mean, I don't have a million signs out there by any means. I think I have a whopping 3 listings right now, but I went to get my son's truck fixed the other day, and the guy asked my name, and I tell him, he's like, "Oh, you're that real estate guy." So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm that real estate guy." You know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of cool that he thought of me that way, and I didn't know him from all of them all. So I just want to do more of that, and you know how you do the website, I'm sorry, the best of?
Yeah.
I did Dudley, Charlton, Webster.
Okay.
And I think that's the way I'm going to start introducing myself as Tony the real estate guy.
Well, also you could take some of that $250, and every time you get a business that's really, you think, worth boosting in town,
Yeah.
you boost that ad. You know, it's
Well, I
your
think
video,
I'm
and
going to take the video. I'm going to be like, "Hey, it's Tony the real estate guy, and here we are at, you know, Pete's Tire. Hey, Pete, tell me a little bit about your business and whatever, you know, like you're suggesting I do." And I don't have an Apple
yeah.
thing, so I'll have to do it on regular phone. But
So on average, every video Andrew's doing, and Paul is doing in Westford right now, every video gets on average 500 to 700 views.
right.
And what's great about it is find businesses and people in the community
That
that
already
have
have a big
following on
Right.
Facebook. If they have 500, 700 friends, as soon as you put up that video with your branding, highlighting their business, they share it on their Facebook, and you're getting a crazy amount of views. And the other thing you'll find is once you start going out and making owners stars of the show, they're instant at seeing. So you saw real estate, and just I heard the guy come into Shrewsbury and was like, "Oh yeah, I think my sister's thinking about buying." Right away, they're wanting to give you business in return because you're
Right.
highlighting their business.
Yeah, for free.
You're making
You know.
the star of the show.
Yeah.
Right? They think it's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's huge potential.
Yeah, I really am gonna look into more on that. I'll have to get an Apple iPad or whatever.
Right, right.
The videos are a really good look, just because they're free, essentially. If you're new or you have a limited budget, you can do a couple videos, short ones, less than a minute. This resource online to that audience, whether it's your Facebook friends or whoever. So that's cheap and easy to do. Plus, people are very skittish these days, so they don't really want to talk to you yet, but they'll watch a video, and then they kind of learn about you a little bit. Then they'll shoot you a private message, "Hey, my fiance and I are in the market for our first house." But they're timid, so you got to kind of lure them in a little bit. But the videos are a really good look. And then my second piece to that video is when you post it on each and every one, just, pardon my French, but hashtag the shit out of it. Like, put 25 hashtags. Hashtag realtor, hashtag realtor life, hashtag, resource, sold. We did a quick team training last week on this. There are a couple other hashtags. If you're writing stuff down, write these down. Hashtag boom, hashtag
Boom.
grateful, hashtag hustle. They have like
Those are the
30,
most famous ones.
they have like 37 million hashtags a day. So if you're looking to build traffic and build following, with that little video, you'll go from 500 views to like 5,000 in a couple days, and then you'll have all these new followers. And it really just social media just gives you this huge platform that expands and
So
grow
you
your
can
business.
do that with Instagram, or you?
We have our Instagram synced with our group, so when somebody posts something, it tags everybody on our team, and then it goes to all of our Facebook pages too.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you're really compounding your efforts. So like 1 + 1 becomes 3.
Right.
And if you're hashtagging it, you're getting all this tension from using a very commonly used hashtag. So when people are looking up something, they'll see you. So we started our Optima
Right.
Real Estate Advisors hashtag too, so it could get some traction.
I think jumping the gun a little bit for some of the people, because this is changing so much now. Is there anybody that can help within the office to do some of the videos so that you can actually like give it out to people that are being referred to you as clients? Because it's really kind of nice if you can just send them a video first, introducing you, before you start getting involved, and then
Yeah, we can have another video day, just here in the office. Shoot quick introduction videos, whatever you want to say about yourself, what your business does. We'll put together videos. We'll just do shoot, and then we'll throw it on.
okay, does it put the music behind it?
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
have a
yeah.
voiceover with it?
No, you do it. Your voice.
You can,
You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you can do it in the background. You get soft music, and then you have the person
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I'll
Yeah,
do.
take creative liberties with it. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to
You
do
got to
it.
get started with it. And a lot of people, and I've seen it even when I went to the other meeting that they had at the MLS office, that you got all these older agents. Now they're looking to buy into these companies to get into, and that they don't have the training or the knowledge of how to do these things, and they're being left behind.
Right. And now we can, as an office, do show videos for anybody that wants.
Because I've actually been working on one 4 months,
Okay.
a simple one. I just want it so that it's like, okay, 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, but like maybe 30 seconds at the most.
Yeah, 30-second like intro that you can
Yeah,
email
yeah.
off to a client or something like that.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, how's it going through video?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
What is that service? Boom.
There is a service called Bomb,
Bomb bomb. Yeah.
which is video. It's a
Bomb,
video.
bomb, bomb.
So instead of sending a
Bomb, bomb.
boring old email, you basically can go on and you can just enter whoever you want to the email address, and you can shoot a quick video right from your computer. Say, hey, Mr. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I look forward to meeting you tomorrow. I just wanted to show you a couple things that you might want to take a look at before I get there, just to see how we market our homes differently. If you look right below me here, there'll be a link on video that I'd like to have you watch. I look forward to meeting you tomorrow. Thanks. And and send it on. That's something that I think is great potential. So, yeah, video.
Yeah, so
Video
it's
is
very easily shareable.
Video's big right now. But I'll set up a day where we do some intro videos. Just agents can say whatever they want to say about their business, who they want to help, what their expertise is or anything, and we throw it into basically an iPad program from Prove It, and with an intro, exit logo on it, title blocks, music in the background. It's easy. It takes 5 minutes to go from one agent to the other, because all you do is you take the same project. Once you've exported yours, you take the video out, you got the new video in, you change the title blocks, whatever that is, export it to the next one. So it's really easy. It's a program some of our agents are starting to use called Prove It. I think their price right now is $300 for the year. You have to have an iPad to the edits. Pop out videos like crazy.
Can we take the video on this though? And
As long as you can airdrop it to an iPad, you should be able to.
that's what I'm saying. Like I can take it on any device, but as long as I get it into your.
Well, the problem is on my Apple, it's going to have. Problem is if you don't have your own iPad. Like I'm sure there's a way to get the video from there onto an iPad, but my iPad, my Prove It program is set up with all the Office title blocks, intros and outros, so that every time you want to do a video, you have to change all that over.
Oh, I get it. If I had my own.
So if you have your own, you just have to save a project. The next video you come, you just drag and drop that new video right in.
That's the real reason for needing the iPad, is for my own editing.
Right.
Not necessarily for the video,
Right.
but for the editing.
Exactly.
I get you.
All right, what else? I wrote down here, handwritten notes. Who does handwritten notes? Highly powerful. Highly powerful. I don't care what it is. Hey, I noticed your house expired. I mean, write 10 to 20 handwritten notes a week at business. It wasn't a handwritten note, it was a specific letter, but John Croto was one of our businesses. It's getting crazy already. He got a buyer, I think it was did a Facebook ad, drive traffic to his website, got a lead from him, but weren't finding anything on the market, so he found similar streets with similar houses to what they were looking for, and started mailing letters saying, I have a buyer looking for a home specifically like yours. If you're interested in selling, give me a call. Found them another house, put that under agreement, and then these people called and said, we want to list their house. They said they were listing it. It's a great idea. I think he said he sent out 6 letters. Got buyers looking for specific houses that can find what they're looking for. Start mailing homes in that town that are exactly like that home. Probably you could go into public records on MLS and search lots sold 5 to 10 years ago, similar size houses. I don't probably want to nail houses that sold last year. They're probably not going to sell, but I think houses been last sold between 5 and 15 years ago, and like that house, you got to put you in to get a call back. If you're not lying, you got a client looking for that specific type of house.
Right.
I hear everybody saying, I got buyers that are just not finding the house for them. Well, get creative. Door knock, phone call, mail, but that stuff works well. What else would you do handwritten notes to? You do handwritten notes expired instead of mass mailing.
Even to people that you just did a deal with. I mean, if it was, if it's someone that we do,
business cards.
if it was someone that we do business with all the time, I mean, you're not going to write them a note every time. But if it's somebody new that you just, like I just had this new, lender or whatever, you know what I mean? But the guy was really nice and it worked out great and all that stuff. So, just somebody I met, I would have never known otherwise. Just let them know, hey, thanks, you know, it worked out great, everything went smooth. Just,
Open houses are another one. Work open houses.
that's what I did.
Even at this point in my career, if I need a business, or work open houses, I'm like,
Yeah, see, because you get, in most towns, you get like 3 to 4 buyers for every one listing. It's been a big paradigm shift on open houses. It used to be annoying. How you get asked your seller, you know,
right,
hit the road for an hour or two
right,
on Sunday. We don't want to do open houses. I don't want to do them either. I want to watch football.
right.
Trust me. But there's so much good activity at open houses these days. Not to.
Flyer the neighborhood before you do the open house. I've gotten some traction from people potentially
Oh,
interested.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I used to do that at bare minimum. Just go an hour before the open house, knock doors in the neighborhood, and say, stop by and let me know what you think. You just get some feedback for your seller.
Yeah.
And also, open houses are actually killing Realtor.com and Zillow, because everybody sees on it, oh, there's an open house. They will call you, oh, is there an open house? Yeah, there is. That time? Yeah. Okay, I will go there. That's it. You know, you cannot even schedule a private showing because all the agents are pretty much holding up the showings till the open house.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we
coming
do that intentionally.
And
We do
I
a 1
have-
hour, power hour open house, get everybody there at the same time. Build the urgency, and you got
Right.
Well,
the last one we did Spencer, we had 8 offers.
Yeah, as I say, it creates the sense of urgency to the people that are walking through the house. 15 people. Very interesting. I guess we're going to do something soon, especially with the way everything's been going. Besides, you know,
Mhm.
so
So if you had a listing like that, and you put it under agreement, added offers, anything you would use that information?
Depends on if there are contractual agreements with your party and they work with realtors or
Right, okay.
would you be able to?
Two thoughts then on that.
Yeah, like where are you going with this?
You're going a different direction than I would.
Advertise that
That
you're
does, that
getting
does-
multiple offers
if
on your listing.
You did have 20 people sign up for your open house, and let's say 10 of them weren't working with an agent, under agreement with with a co-broker, what would you call and tell those agents that indicated they weren't working?
All the people who weren't working with an agent?
Yeah.
Yeah,
basically,
well, you kind of have a duty as a listing agent to let them know at least,
Right,
right?
right. And personally, I would say, let me help you.
Yeah.
Let me make sure the next time you see a house like this, you don't
ready to
lose.
go.
We've had people come into our open houses. I remember one specifically that we did a couple of weeks ago that was like, my cousin is an agent at Keller Williams. I want to buy this house. You're the listing agent. I know how it works. I'll put the offer in through you. And I'm like, go with your cousin. Like, don't do that to your cousin. That's dirty. I hate when people do that to me.
Yeah.
Like, it drives me nuts.
Right.
But I know how it works. You'll get,
I'll get a better deal.
and I'll get a better deal.
That's what it all comes down to. I get it, you know.
No, thank you.
No, you don't get a better deal,
No,
actually. I just get
yeah.
twice the commission.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, where I was going with it is nail the neighborhood. You know, say, hey, you just
Yeah.
put your neighbor's house under agreement the first week. And maybe it's just a quick letter instead of a postcard or something like that. We put it under agreement first week, we had 8 offers. Any of you guys are thinking about selling in the future, let me know. And tell me that you won't get a call if someone's thinking about selling. They just look like, holy shit, this agent did the job. Got 8 offers on his house.
Gotten a bunch of people, you know, it's kind of similar story, like a bunch of people like see the house get listed, go on deposit pretty quick after an open house, and then they're like, they call us and they go, well, we might be thinking of selling too. Okay, like, want to CMA, you want to do a listing for, well, no, just keep us in mind in case you have another buyer. Well, what would you sell? Well, I don't know, like whatever the first, you know, it doesn't work like that. Well, keep us in mind because we might be on the market. All these people are like, well, we would sell, but we don't want to put our house on the market. You know, getting calls like that, like people in the
We did,
neighborhood.
that's the condo that we got.
Yeah. Are they acting like that? They're like well, we don't want to put a sign in the front yard and list it.
She lives
on
at
MLS. Well, we
Forest Park, but she wants one of the units at Pine Ridge. She's waiting for a specific type of unit, which is going to be a long time coming.
Hard to find.
Yeah.
Well, what would you do with that?
Market the
Instead of
neighborhood.
waiting for something to come to market, they can find those type of units and mail to those and say, I have a buyer. If you're thinking about selling, I have a buyer for your, I potentially have a buyer for your.
Well, we sent something out to her telling her we are going to put her on the list because Mark maintains a list of the units. If the people are looking for a type of unit, sent out his business information to her just to get introduced to her. And then what we'll do is we'll end up sending her, even though it's not the type of unit she wants, the one that's coming up, we'll forward it to her in an email or something so that she'll see it. And maybe she'll just come by and look at it. We don't know. Maybe it's not what she wants. Because I think basically what she's really looking for is a garage.
But also reaching out to the existing units and
Oh, yeah.
saying,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the rest of the neighborhood. We always do the neighborhood because when we do the neighborhood, it always brings somebody knows somebody that wants.
You're always likely to get more responses if you're going to somebody with a specific interest or need. You know what I mean? If you're just saying, hey, I'm a real estate agent, if you need a real estate agent, call me. Versus sending a letter saying, I've got a buyer that's looking in your town, in your price range, or someone, I've got a buyer looking for a garage in your complex, and I know there's limited units, so if you're thinking of selling, give me a call first. You know, that's the kind of stuff that's going to get you called back. It's very specific, you're targeting. It's the same reason, like if you're going to do any kind of mail marketing, let's say you're trying to get some move up buyers or downsize sellers and buyers, go into MLS Public Records and start target marketing a specific message to them as opposed to just, hey, they're thinking about buying or selling, give me a call. You're not hitting what their pain point is. Let's say you went into Public Records and looked up houses that are over 2,000 square feet that have been owned for more than 50 years. That's a potential downside. If you look up any town, you'll find a list. There might be 200-300 homes that have been owned more than 15 years that have more than 2,000 square feet. Now you send them a letter specifically to, hey, if you've thought about, if you've gotten to the point in your life where you feel like your house is too big and you're swimming in it and you're just throwing money out the window in utility costs, maybe it's time to think about downsizing. That's got more opportunity to get a response than, hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling, give me a call. Very specific about it. People waste tons of money on marketing all the time, and I think it's because they're not specific enough. They're not going after a specific client with a targeted message. There's way too many broad-based marketing messages out there. You can't have to be specific, and you have to go after specifics. That's where you'll find success, I think.
You have Perry and Lacey working on a campaign like that, and I used to do it when I first started. Out of state or absentee owners of multi-families in Worcester, very specific.
Yeah.
Who are, and we can go one step further into this average to poor condition.
Right.
And we did a mailer of like 100. We got like 37 people who responded.
Wow.
And of those 37, like half are like the conversation I just had with you guys is, well, we'll sell it, but we don't want to sell the tenants, and we don't want to put it on the market, and all that stuff. And then the other half are like, yeah, keep checking in with us over the next couple of months. We want to get rid of this thing.
The other one that people overlook is your neighbors. Your neighbors. How many of you have seen a for sale sign go around your house? It's my neighbors. It wouldn't let my neighbors know that I want their business.
Just happened to me.
Just happened to you.
Gonna happen again.
Right? Make a list. 75 homes. There's 75 closest homes to you, and mail them 2 times a year. Tell them right where you live. Mail them that. 123 Main Street. Nobody knows the neighborhood better than I do.
I did that exact same thing when I very first started. The neighborhood I'm in and where I used to live.
Did you get
I
anybody about it?
wrote, I sold those 3 or 4, 300,000
What about your neighborhood now?
houses. I haven't had any luck in the neighborhood that I'm actually living in
Is there
now.
any turnover going on?
Yes, there was. Like literally, since I've been there, I bet you 7 houses on my street, which is probably only 30 houses on the damn street, have sold. Yep. And I just can't get anybody from my own neighborhood where I live now to
Get that guy at the end of the street.
Yeah, he's one with no sign, no.
He's a no sign guy.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys like, well, I'll sell for my price, but no sign, no MLS.
Right, right. I say,
Yeah.
well, I'll let the 3 people I know, and after that.
Right. But you never know.
No,
I mean, it's definitely worth keeping, and door knocking neighborhood.
Maybe you should put like a.
Introduce yourself.
sign
Hey, I'm
in
your
front of
neighbor.
yard.
Live right down the street. I'm a realtor. If you're thinking about buying or selling in the future.
right, that's what I'm saying. I literally wrote out a letter saying, you know, better to sell your neighborhood. I live right at 20
Yeah.
Oh, I have a thought too. So I mean, if you're new or you're working with a limited budget and you're doing stuff like door knocking to your neighborhood, and you have, no budget to buy them stuff and bring them stuff, print out some stuff from the MLS. Like houses that have sold in the past 6 months within a mile. People are nosy, they want to know what other people's houses sold for, like nearby
Right.
in town. So just
They
bring
don't
them.
realize that they can get that information.
I know.
They think it's secretive information.
Exactly. Yeah. I brought you this, and you look like a hero bringing it over, going, I just figured you'd like to know. So they go, oh, well, this guy right
State
here, he
business
knows.
cards to it.
Yeah.
Low money, exactly, that's the low cost situation.
If you do business cards, you do one at the gas pump after you're done. Like,
Oh, yeah?
Just to fill up and leave a business card, like in the little plastic things where they have like the gas credit card offers. I just slide my card right to the front, so the next person would see it. I don't know when it would get tossed, but
I was thinking about making
Couple
business cards
people.
that said, like, I knew you were thinking about buying or selling, leaving them around.
So
So
they would
somebody,
be like, it was a
somebody
sign.
grabs them, like, you know,
I
what I
was
mean? Like
asking
a
for a
sign.
sign, yeah.
I knew you were thinking about buying or
it's
selling.
does anybody like read any Gene Simmons stuff from KISS, like shameless self-promotion?
Yeah.
Just yourself. Like in a business like this, it works perfectly. But I used to do all kinds of ridiculous stuff. Like the line at Starbucks, like the drive-through in Worcester. You used to take like a piece of gum, just stick it to the back of the business card, and plant it right on the wall, right before you pick up your drink at the window. And so like people just see the card sticking there, and they're like, hey, fucking guys everywhere. I would put it just shameless, just completely shame-free advertising. I'd get a couple chuckles and a couple friends text messages be like, I saw your car at Starbucks this morning, it's on the wall.
I've heard
Again.
people going into Home Depot and making a little slit with the sale by owner sign bag and
Yes,
dropping the.
you
business
told me
card
that
in
one.
the bag.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. That's a funny
Or
one.
just
Then you're gonna get a fine.
hanging out at the for sale by owner sign department at Home Depot.
There you go.
Saturday. Yeah, it's all good stuff. Or even like, just if you get to know your town and where you want business, just like, you can see what's going on in town. You find streets of like, for instance, like homes that let's say a cul-de-sac was built and it's got all 2,000 square foot homes, and you look on MLS and nothing's sold in the last 10 years. God, that's a prime opportunity. Their kids are probably getting to the point where they're ready to move on to college. And one of our agents, Karen's been on the street in the last 3 years. I think half the homes are all 400, 500. That's what happens. Houses were built 20 years ago, and bought them, and they raised their families there, and once they're getting ready to move on, downsize, or do something. They just hired these big houses. In the same regard, you can look up and find houses and streets of old ranches that are between 1,000 and 1,500 square feet, and if they last sold between 5 and 10 years ago, or even let's say 5 and 8 years ago, they're probably thinking about moving up. They got married, they bought their first house, now they had kids, now they're cramped in their house, now they're thinking, okay, the market's come back enough where we can sell. But, so,
Ranches specifically are super hot right
oh, yeah.
now. People are climbing over each other to get ranches.
I broke the record in holding for a ranch sale at 387.
Nice.
And with that flip I did, I thought it was crazy listing at $390. It sold at a appraised for $387. So
We're building one in Charlton. Should be breaking ground on your time now, so.
to think you for a 1,600 square foot above grade and 600 square feet below grade finished space, 2,400 square feet total, that you get $387. That's nothing on the market. So.
Ours is gonna be 22 square foot.
Or above grade. Oh, 22 above. Wow. I like ranches.
Yeah?
Personally. Like,
I grew up in a
I lived that ranch that I renovated. I've been on it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're changing them around now. It's not the traditional, living room, kitchen, hallway, bathroom, 3 bedrooms. Now it's a little different. They got all kitchen, right. Master bedroom on one side, kids' bedrooms on the other side.
Yeah.
Mixing it up and making it nice.
Right. It's a square box. Like
Right.
the one I did, I told them it was built a while ago, but it was like a T style.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a kitchen, and then you have dining room, and then a family room, and then a living room, and then the wing goes down, and you have bedrooms on both sides. So it was, I wasn't here. But yeah. So anything else, you guys?
When you go door knocking, is it as simple as just introducing yourself and giving them a card and stuff like that?
So I used to, when the market was shifting a lot, I used to run a team of door knockers. I call them real estate researchers. And we were looking for people specifically who were behind on their mortgage. We were looking for short deals. So I had a coach out in San Diego who coached us on how to do it. Like, it worked for, I think, the U.S. government, like the Census Bureau, when they were knocking doors everywhere for that. So there's kind of, it seems crazy at first, but there's kind of a method to his madness. Like, wear a blue shirt, nothing too fancy, don't wear a suit. Like what Tracy has on, like a golf shirt, just like light blue is like the least threatening color. Khakis, tucked in kind of like business casual. Knock on the door or ring the bell. The door, not the door that is like usually the front door, it's the door that they would go in most. Like if there's a driveway to the side door, go to that door and knock or ring there. And never stand like right on the threshold of the door. I think you're gonna attack them. Stand like at the bottom of the landing, or at least a couple feet back down a couple stairs or something like that, and carry a clipboard with you. You kind of look like a Jehovah's Witness sometimes.
One thing about it, I used to do that kind of stuff, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Windows, right? Yep. Right.
And actually, another thing that I wanted to say about that, because, we used to go door to door, ask everybody about the windows and stuff like that. And in so many cases, oh, no, I'm not going to do the windows, I'm going to be selling the house. And I actually approached my old boss. I'm just like, wow, we have about 30 guys every single day knocking at about 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 doors, and in case you come up, at least, I'm telling you, at least 3 times in a day, I would hear that. So in case, you have 3 times 30 guys, you have about, 90 people who are going to tell you that? And I was actually trying to kind of, have him pass out the cards, with his guys and stuff like that, and of course, get some kind of royalty on that or something like that. But, yeah. Didn't happen.
Yeah, and it's the volume thing. So, like, when I first started, my real estate coach was like, go knock doors. And I was like, no effing way. I'm not going to go knock doors. I'm not going to do it. Just try it. I do like 5 a week. And I thought I was getting somewhere with it. Never ended. And he's like, no, you got to do more. And then we got into this knocking doors for short sales thing. And we flew out to San Diego to train with one of, like, the kids who was the guy, who was doing it, like, on, like, a high level. He's knocking, like, 180, 200 doors a day in San Diego. He was making, like, 40 to 60 grand a month. Just knocking doors. And I was like, what? So we took that volume, like, we just got to do it. And we expanded our territory from, like, southern New Hampshire to, like, Newport, Rhode Island, all the way up central Mass border. And so I had, like, 6 males and females. Females were always better at it than the males were because less threatening. But you go in, like, duos and knock doors. We knock 60 to 80 doors a day. And at the time, we could assume loan or take the numbers game, and the conversion is important, but you get better and better before you do it.
Yeah, the part of an interesting thought. What if you had your network of landscape carpenters, and you just went to doors and said, hey, I'm not sure, I'm just in the area. I sell real estate, but I also have a network of, if you're looking for anything house related, looking for a landscaper, plumber, electrician, I can refer people for anything. Like, even if they're not selling, right? For them to a landscaper, and all of a sudden now they're happy with what they're doing.
You're providing a service to them by helping them out.
Right.
In return,
Exactly. That's why I recommend everybody build their home network. And obviously, you've got to be happy with, replacement, but I think people's real estate resource for anything they need real estate related is going to get you business. Because maybe they're not selling right now, but if you're the source for, tell me anything you need regarding your home, I'm here to help. Oh, I need a landscaper. Okay, great. I'll find a landscaper. Not much time out of your pocket. They just don't know how to. They don't want to go about it, and they would prefer a personal referral over picking up the phone book. People would rather get referrals now because they're afraid of picking up the phone book and calling somebody that's going to
you never know what you're going to get.
break them over the
Could be a
coals
scam,
or
yeah.
scam them out of money.
But if it's coming from a
There's no
referral,
better time than any time I've done live than to get referrals now. People want referrals. That's what they want. Unless you got enough money to advertise, big advertisers that still buy into, oh, well, if they're advertising that much, then it must be good. You don't have enough money to do that, neither do I. So, work that referral trick.
Referrals are great. I met a guy years and years ago, probably 7 or 8 years ago, at a big event, and he had a very unique approach to his business cards. Business cards were like a thick stock plastic gift card, and he would go around his community to like 25 or 30 local businesses, say, hey, look, I'm the realtor in town, do a lot of sales here. I'd like to ask you for $1 off this product you sell, or you for 5 cents off this product you sell. And so you hand out these business cards to people in the database, and it would expire every 3 months. So you get it, basically, essentially a gift card from a realtor. And any one of my customers comes into your store, you get $1 off, get 5 cents off, whatever off. So people would go in, take advantage of the discounts, and then it would expire. And so they'd have to go back to him to get another card. And it was an excuse for them to talk, to say, do you know anybody buying or selling? Here's another card. Take advantage of the discounts, yada, yada, yada. But it was a great way to have a very, very regimented and scheduled, I'm going to talk to people in my database or, customer catalog of, got to come back, get a card, but you need to give me a referral or tell me about somebody buying or selling or something like that. I thought it was genius.
Right.
The way he did it.
Right. That is a good idea.
So without having to pick up the phone or call, like, okay, you could just let the thing expire,
Right.
but you're not going to get the discounts. So he would have people calling him saying, I need another gift card. Yeah, I need my new business card. His business card was coupled up with all those